Listen, you're not lost, you're just distracted. And that's more dangerous because distraction feels normal. Scrolling feels normal. Drifting feels normal. Wasting years feels normal. But one day, you wake up 30 with nothing to show for it. And that's what nobody warns you about. Now stay with me because I'm going to break down exactly why you feel behind and the one shift that actually gives you clarity and direction and a purpose that actually sticks. Now, I'm going to keep this real with you. I've been in the Army for 7 years and I've been a cop for the past 3. I've led soldiers. I've handled real world chaos. And I've honestly seen people at their absolute worst. And still, there were moments where I felt behind. It's not because I was broke, not because I was lazy, and it's not because I was undisciplined. Just off. Like I was moving, but not progressing. This is where it gets dangerous because from the outside, everything appears to look fine. But internally, I knew deep down, I'm not where I should be. Now, problem number 1 is comparison is honestly killing you. Most people don't realize you don't feel behind because you actually are. You feel behind because you're measuring your life against people you don't even know. Social media is horrible. You're watching people online making $20,000 a month, or they're traveling the world to Dubai, or they're living their dream life. But here's the honest truth. You're comparing your chapter 2 to somebody else's chapter 12, or even worse, someone who's lying. Do you ever notice how everyone online is winning? Yeah, that's not real. Everyone just chooses to show the best sides of life and never their bad days. Now, I've worked with guys who look squared away on Instagram, but in real life, they have no discipline, no savings, they're living paycheck to paycheck, and they have no direction. So stop consuming and start building. You don't need more motivation, you need less noise. Cut your inputs in half and double your output. Now, the next problem that I've seen is there's no clear target. Here's the truth most people avoid. You don't have a purpose because you've never committed to anything long enough to develop one. Purpose isn't found, it's built. When I first got into the military, I didn't wake up with some grand mission or purpose. I honestly just showed up. I did the work and I got better day in and day out. And that's the same thing with law enforcement. It's the same thing with buying a house at 24 using the VA home loan. And that didn't come from finding myself. It came from stacking disciplined decisions, building good daily habits. Pick a direction, not the perfect one, just one, and commit for 6 to 12 months. Clarity comes from action and not thinking. Now, problem number 3 is the dopamine addiction. I know I've talked about this previously, but this is where it gets extremely dangerous. You say you want purpose, but your habits say you want comfort. This is scrolling, doom scrolling, gaming, porn, constant simulation. You've trained your brain to avoid hard things. So of course, you're gonna feel lost. Now try sitting in silence for 10 minutes. No phone, no music, no distraction. Most people honestly can't do it, and that's a problem. You need to reset your baseline. Dopamine detox, it's not a trend, it's a weapon. Cut cheap dopamine for 30 days. Replace it with lifting, working out, reading self-help books, building your income, or working on your skills, and your brain will start working for you again. If this is hitting you right now, if you're tired of feeling stuck, distracted, or behind, subscribe because this channel is about one thing, getting you disciplined, focused, and moving forward. No fluff, just real. Now, point number 4, you're avoiding responsibility. Here's the uncomfortable truth. You don't lack purpose, you lack responsibility. Purpose comes from pressure, from people depending on you, from having something to lose. Now, when I stepped into leadership roles, especially when I came back from Bullock and out of my initial military training, there was no time to feel lost. People needed direction. People needed standards. People needed results. That forces growth. And here's a solution. Add weight to your life. Take on more responsibility at work. Start something that requires consistency. Put yourself in positions where failure matters and you begin to feel uncomfortable because that's where purpose starts forming. Now let me shift how you think about this completely. You're not supposed to have it all figured out in your 20s, and I'm far from having it all figured out at just 24. You're supposed to be in the fire, confused, grinding, failing, and adjusting. That's the process. Most people are trying to skip the struggle and go straight to clarity. Well, that doesn't exist. Clarity is earned through pressure and repetition. All right, here's exactly what you do starting today. Number 1, cut your distractions immediately. Delete 2 apps you waste the most time on. No negotiation. For me, honestly, this was some of the social medias, whether this was X or maybe it was just wasteful news. Some of the news apps have gotten ridiculous nowadays. And pick one you focus on. Fitness, money, career. Pick one and go all in for 90 days. Number 3, create a daily non-negotiable routine. Wake up early. Begin to train. Work on your goal that you've set out and repeat. No overthinking. Number 4, track progress weekly. If you're not tracking your progress and it's not measured, it's not going to improve. And number 5, put yourself around better people. Your environment is a reflection of yourself. Your environment will either make or break you. Now listen, you're not behind. You're just early in the process. But if you keep drifting, if you keep distracting yourself, then you're gonna fall behind and become average. The difference between the guy who figures it out and the guy who stays stuck is action. Daily, consistent, and relentless. So decide who you are, not what you want, who you are. And if you're serious about building discipline, making money, and getting your life on track, join this community because we're not here to be average. We're here to be separate. Now go get to work. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next one.